Okay, so this is the quiz corrections for the quiz you took on Friday, and you must redo every single question, even if you got it right. So if you got number 1 right, you still need to write down the correct work for number 1. You just don't have to answer the what did I do wrong part, but you do have to answer the additional questions. So you're going to have to retry a new problem. That way you can get corrections for all of the quiz. So number 1, what is the solution set for negative 4x plus 10 is greater than or equal to 5x plus 55? And I'm just going to rewrite this problem, which works out well for you because you have to write it down in the box anyway. And then brick wall, and this time I could move the variable to the right to keep everything positive, but I like to have the variable on the left for an inequality, so I'm going to deal with some negatives. Minus 5x on both sides. Negative 9x plus 10 is greater than or equal to 55. Box in my variable now because I only have one variable left. So minus 10 on both sides. Negative 9x is greater than or equal to 45. And then divide both sides by negative 9. And remember, when you divide by negative, you flip the inequality sign. So x is less than negative 5. Which was C. Number 2, one of the most missed questions. Which is a solution to the inequality? So brick wall, go ahead and write down negative 3x minus 4 is greater than or equal to 7. And now we're going to box in the variable. We're going to add 4 to both sides. Negative 3x is greater than or equal to 11. And then we're going to divide both sides by negative 3. And when you divide by negative, you flip the inequality sign again. So x is less than or equal to negative 11 thirds. Now it wants to know what is a solution to this. Remember, anything smaller than negative 11 thirds is an answer. And so if I go on the calculator, see if you can see that, and I type in negative 11 divided by 3, control enter, it tells me that that fraction is really negative 3.6 as a decimal, so x is less than or equal to negative 3.6 repeating. Well, what's smaller than that? Positives are not smaller than negatives. Negative 3 is actually bigger, and so my answer here was negative 5. Negative 5 is smaller than negative 3.6. Sarah wants to save at least $7,000 for a trip she wants to take this summer. She currently has $850 in her bank account. Sarah earns $150 per day working. Which inequality can she use to determine the number of days D she needs to work to reach her goal of at least $7,000? So there's your key word there, at least. Okay. At least, so when I think about this, and this was my hint, write it your way, then flip it around. When I think about this, I'm saying I need more than or equal to $7,000. So if I'm trying to save at least greater than or equal to $7,000. She currently has $850 and she's adding $150 per day, which all of these say 150D plus 850. So when I flip this around, it would say 7,000 is smaller than everything she's trying to save. Right? No matter what, whatever she saves has to be bigger than what she's trying to get. So if I look at this now, this is saying bigger than the 7,000, so this is my answer. Whereas some of you picked this one, B, whereas this one is saying this is bigger than what she's trying to save. So that's not going to work out so well. So always write it your way first, and then just pretend you're picking it up off the paper and flipping it over. Number 4. I'm going to rewrite it. So you rewrite it as well. 5 times parentheses 3 minus x is less than negative 2x plus 6. And we have some distributive property here. So 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times negative x is negative 5x is less than negative 2x plus 6. Alright, again, you could move the variable to the right and stay positive, but I like to move the variable to the left on inequalities because we always need to have the variable on the left anyway. So I'm going to add 2x to both sides. 15 minus 3x is less than 6. That's my zero pair. Negative 5 plus 2 gave me the negative 3. I'm going to box in my variable. I'm going to minus 15 on both sides. Negative 3x is less than negative 9. And then I'm going to divide both sides by negative 3. When you divide by negative, you flip the inequality sign. X is now greater than positive 3. Two negatives divide and give you a positive. So the answer here was B. All right, last question. Alice plans to buy some t-shirts and a jacket at the mall. A t-shirt costs $13.87. The jacket costs $22.59. If Alice has $70 to spend, how many t-shirts can she buy? So for this one, you needed to write an inequality, solve it, and then tell me what that answer meant. So here we're going to say how many t-shirts, that's our variable, I'm going to call it x. So t-shirts are $13.87, plus she's going to buy a jacket for $22.59, and she has $70 to spend. If you only have $70, then you cannot spend more than $70, so it's less than or equal to 70. So that got you 1 point or 5 points on the quiz. And then you had to solve it. Box in your variable, minus $22.59, which is $47.41. And I still have my 1387x. And then we're going to divide both sides by 1387. This time we're dividing by a positive, so we leave it alone. The sign stays the same, so x is less than or equal to 3.4. And remember, x is how many t-shirts. So my sentence here is that Alice can buy 3 t-shirts or less. She can't buy 4 because she wouldn't have enough money. And you can't buy 3.4 of a t-shirt because that wouldn't make sense. You don't go to the store and rip a shirt in half and say I only want to buy a half of a shirt. So Alice can buy 3 shirts or less.